Back to that Kevin Show with Kevin McCullough.
And we're back from Times Square. It's That Kevin Show. Kevin McCullough every Saturday and Sunday night on the Salem News Channel, Biz TV, and more than 300 radio stations simultaneously. So, Dr. Purdy, I don't think I told you any of that before we booked you, but don't worry about it. It's just you and me having a chat. Just forget the millions and millions of people that are out there paying attention. Hey, let me ask you about this. If people are getting to understand what you've done and where you've been, they're going to discover you've been on the cover of a lot of fashion magazines. Is fashion? Are you a fashion file? Is this something that kind of, my bride is, she's got her favorite designers and she loves it. And her favorite thing is to score the right deal on the right outfit. Like, she doesn't want to pay full price for any of it, but she watches and she tags stuff. And when it drops in price, you talk about an internet generation, she's on it. What's your interaction here?
Well, so full transparency, we said I was in the military for 14 years. And right. To say I had no wardrobe getting out of the military, which was just 2021 was when I got out. So it was a little over 2 years ago, May 2021. Wow. To say I had no wardrobe is an absolute understatement. And
you had your fatigues and your white robe, and that was probably about it.
That's it. I had PTs, the shirt that said Army on it, and that was all I had. The shorts that said Army on it, that was it. The glow belt. And so what happened was I got out and I started doing a little bit more public speaking, public appearances. Yes, some magazine covers popped up, but I had no earthly idea how to dress. So I have had coaches, stylists, wardrobe people, everyone under the sun trying to help me figure out how to know how to dress, which, it seems a little silly, but that's something that we really take for granted. So what you'll notice with the cover of the fashion magazines is it's not just the cover that they give. If you open it, you will find that there's usually a 5 to 10, sometimes even 15-page story about who I am and what I'm doing. But the pictures are just the kind of the doorway into what I consider to be the really important thing. And so, I actually am learning to love fashion. I think it's a really fun expression of myself, and I'm learning how to use clothing in the right place, right time, right situation, right season, right people in order to really have a fun expression. But this is very, very new thing for me that I'm really just learning how to do.
You just made so many women just put their head in their hands and go, oh, because they've had the same frustrations but they've not had somebody come along and help them the way you were able to do that. And I think that's wonderful. I think that one of the things that I really wish we did more of was just really find the beauty in life and in people and accentuate that and help that to be seen. And I'm not talking about purely physical, but who the human person is, the spirit, and what we can do. And it seems like your whole life is kind of wrapped up in that. It's you're enjoying the fashion externally, but your heart is really to help people.
Absolutely. It is what I tell anyone who will listen, and what I tell my staff every day, and what I tell my patients, or even regulators, investigators, anybody who wants to talk to me, right? Because what I'm doing, you're right, there's a lot of visibility. There's a lot of eyes looking, and that means there's a lot of questions. And what help people is it matters more why we are doing something than what exactly we are doing. It's the heart, it's the mission, it's the values and the why. And if we are going to be different, we have to be different. And that comes from here. So this is much more what I'm concerned about than anything externally.
That is so well said. So let me let you do a little commercial. If people want to become a patient of America's favorite doctor, and we now can understand a little bit why you would be called that, how do they become a patient for Dr. Laura Purdy?
Well, if you would like to become a patient, there's a few ways to find me. I do have a website, which is drlaurapurdy.com, and there's a button you can click to become a patient. I also have an Instagram, which is at America's Favorite Doctor. It's all spelled out, and there's a link there as well. I do have a LinkedIn, and really, you can find me just about anywhere, but I would encourage you to take a look at what I say we, because AFD, we say AFD instead of America's Favorite Doctor. At Team AFD, we have so many people who are working towards this mission of creating a new healthcare system. And I really think we're going to do it. And so I would encourage you to follow along, look at what we're doing, look at why we're doing it. And I find that once people do that, they not only want to become a patient, but they also want to become an advocate and a part of what we're trying to do.
That is so cool. Laura Purdy, by the way, if you're listening by way of radio, it's Purdy. So it may be Purdy down in the South when someone looks very nice, but it's Purdy. I'm from Texas. I'm allowed to pick on the Southerners a little bit.
Kentucky.
There you go. Laura, thank you
I
so much for spending your Saturday evening with us. We're really grateful.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. I hope you have a great night.
Kevin McCullough, come right back.
Ready or not, he'll be right back. That Kevin